Welcome to the Heartbeat of God with Stacey Lunsford, the pastor of poetry. Today's inspirational message of hope is promotions, elevations, integrity, and character. I would like for you to read the book of Esther, the entire book of Esther, but for this specific message, I would like for you to read the 3rd chapter of Esther. In the 3rd chapter, we learn about Haman. Haman was promoted by the king, and everyone received the command to bow down and reverence him. In the whole province, everyone bowed down to him except for Mordecai. Mordecai chose not to bow down to him, and Haman wasn't even aware of this. But the 2 king's servants, they was aware that Mordecai did not bow down to Haman, and they instigated, they badgered Mordecai. And when Mordecai refused to bow down, they decided to meddle in this situation, and they went to Haman and pointed out the fact that Mordecai did not bow down to him. So Haman was not bothered by the fact that Mordecai didn't bow down to him. So he rose up. He was angry. So the spirit of Haman is a very antagonistic spirit. It's an angry spirit. It's a hostile spirit. It's a takeover spirit. Keep in mind, we're talking about promotion, elevation, integrity, and character. So whatever Haman was doing prior to his promotion, he was walking in integrity, he had character, and he handled his position well. And this message is for everybody. I don't care how humble you are. Once we get promotion and we get a title, some people change. So the 4 words I'm going to release again is promotion, elevation, character, and integrity. So wherever you are right now in your walk, your personal walk with God, en route to elevation where you're about to be promoted, will you continue to walk in integrity? Do you have enough character that will sustain you once you get into this new position? When God elevates you and you receive this title, will you still worship God? Will you still praise God? Will you still humble yourself before God? Or will your title be greater than your praise? And I want you to pause and think about that. So Haman, he was manipulated into taking negative actions towards Mordecai, who refused to bow down to him. The king's servants set a trap for Haman. Haman fell into the trap. This is a warning for someone. You're about to get promoted, and there are individuals that the enemy already have lined up for you. They're going to come gossiping. They're going to come slandering, and they're going to say, did you see that Mordecai didn't bow down to you? Are you going to let him get away with that? What are you going to do? That's exactly what they did to Haman. So now Haman rose up with pride, arrogance, haughtiness, spirit of elitism. Now he think he's way better than Mordecai. He's going to correct Mordecai. He went so far as to smack Mordecai. But Mordecai did not defend himself. Mordecai stood on the biblical principles of God's word. So even in the midst of persecution, he stood his ground. He did not retaliate. He did not take matters into his own hands. He endured. He allowed. He put up with the abuse. And why am I taking the time to say that? When you get into your position, you are going to interact with different people that are going to have different attitudes, different beliefs, different reactions, and your reaction matters. What you say, how you say it, and what you don't say all plays a major role in how well you're going to adapt to this elevated place. For some, God is calling you to your wealthy place, and God is divinely positioning you to be a blessing with kingdom building. And the question is, do you have enough character to sustain you? Will you continue to walk in integrity? Will you be a corrupt leader, or will you be will you be an incorrupt leader? Sorry about that. Or will you be a corrupt leader? Because in the beginning, Haman was walking the walk. He was talking the talk. He was doing everything right. But suddenly the incorrupt leader turned into a corrupt leader. All because of the busybodies, the two king servants. So I want you to take the time to read Esther, the 3rd chapter. Now, again, Haman operated in the spirit of anger. And the spirit of Haman is a very antagonistic spirit. It's a controlling spirit. Haman wanted Mordecai to bow down to him. So when Haman refused to bow down to him, his anger turned into bitterness, and the bitterness turned into resentment. And he listened to other people gossiping, talking, giving him bad advice. These my hands moving at my ears, but it's really a snake, because we dealing with some serpent spirits. They love to gossip. They love to slander. They love to lead people astray. So in this season of elevation, make sure that you are listening to godly counsel. Godly men and women that will lead you to God, not away from God. You see, Haman received that promotion based on his performance. Now that he was in his position, he realized he did not have enough character to sustain him. He did not have enough integrity to sustain him. And he allowed the spirit of haughtiness to enter in. You hear that knock at the door? That haughtiness was knocking. He opened up that door. In came pride. In came arrogance. In came conceit. In came the spirit of elitism. And when you operate in the spirit of elitism, you are superior. You are better than everybody in the room. And you think that you have the right to be condescending to other people. You think that you have the right to be served. But if you are a true leader, you understand that you came to serve others. You didn't come to be served. So if you are a humble person and you are on your way to being elevated or promotion because of the humility, because you are meek and lowly, because you walk in integrity, please don't compromise when you receive this promotion. Please do not compromise when God elevates you. If God is positioning you to receive the transfer of wealth that is about to take place, and when you receive this wealth, please don't be haughty, don't be arrogant, don't be stingy. Be a blessing. Whether it is a financial promotion, whether it is a work-related promotion, God has divinely positioned you in that position to be a blessing with kingdom building. So the choice is yours today. I recommend that you take the time to do a heart check. And once you do this heart check, you want to look at the condition of your heart. And you want to look at the condition of your mind. And you want to look at the condition of your soul. Do you have a hole in your soul? Do you have a hole in your mind? And do you have a hole in your heart? What are the things that you need to correct before you receive this promotion? What are the things that you need to put off? What are the things that you need to put on? What is your attitude like? Do you want to serve others or do you want to be served? These are legitimate questions, honest questions that require an honest answer. And I want you to really pay attention to Haman's story. Haman got promoted. He had an excellent position. He listened to the wrong people. He responded to the wrong voices. And in retaliation, he went to the king and asked to destroy Mordecai and all of the Jews. Now, Haman was not aware that the king's wife was a Jew, and her name was Esther. And Esther was appointed to that office for such a time as this, because God was going to use her to expose the evil plot that failed. So Haman, he did not tell the full story, but the king trusted him. He recently promoted him. He had no reason to doubt him. And this is a good example. Once you get into your position, I don't care about the credentials. I don't care about the relationship. Do not listen to what other people say to you. Look at the evidence. Do not go to the left. Do not go to the right. Do not be persuaded. Do not allow gossipers. Do not allow slanderers to deter you. The king was not wrong, but he should have done a little bit more investigative work. Okay? We can't believe everything that we hear. So the king authorizes Haman to put this hit out on Mordecai and all of the Jews and all of the provinces and all of the surrounding areas. So Mordecai notifies Esther. He's knocking at the door. Esther, I have some new news to share with you. Come to the door. I'm paraphrasing, just trying to make it exciting. So Mordecai gets to talk to Esther, and he exposes this plot. Now, Esther has to make a decision. Do I go before the king? He has not summoned me, and I could die. So Esther calls for a fast. They have the fast for 3 days. After the fast, she goes before the king. The king extends the scepter. He gives her permission to invite Haman to come for dinner. So 2 days, they had a celebration. But at the second fast, the second feast, the second dinner, she exposes the truth. And she lets her husband know that Haman wanted to kill her and all of the Jews. So the moral of the story is Haman ended up falling into the ditch that he dug for Mordecai and for all of the Jews. He started out well. He was walking in integrity. He was walking in character. He displayed character. He was promoted. He was elevated, but he allowed the gossipers. He allowed the spirit of pride to enter in, and he lost everything. Literally, he lost his position, he lost his power, he lost his authority, and ultimately, he lost his life. But before he died, the king asked a question, and he said, Haman, what should I do to someone that I want to honor? So Haman was all puffed up with pride. He just knew the king was going to honor him. Well, I wish you could have saw his face when the king told him, do that very thing to Mordecai. So he had to put the royal clothes on Mordecai, put him on a royal horse, and just parade him around the province so the people could honor him. He was so humiliated. But how many of you know that the first shall be last and the last shall be first? Now I'm smiling and I'm excited because this word had to minister to me first. We cannot afford to get out of character in this season. We cannot afford to walk in pride, to be arrogant, to be haughty, to be condescending. If God is elevating you in this season, guess what? It's because he trusts you. I'm going to say that again. It's because he trusts you. Whatever you did to earn this promotion with God, I believe you visited Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 that says, trust in the Lord with all thy heart and lean not into thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge God, and he will direct your paths. I believe that's a biblical principle that you have been following for a very long time. Even when it didn't seem like things was working in your favor, you continued to trust God. So now your season of elevation is soon approaching. So take the time to read Esther, the 3rd chapter. Learn from Haman's mistakes. Learn from all of the wonderful examples that Mordecai displayed under pressure. How well do you respond to pressure? How well do you respond to persecution? How do you respond when people slap you in your face? We talking about character and integrity and promotions. So do you have enough character? Are you walking in integrity? When God promotes you and when God elevates you, will you have enough character to sustain you in your position? God bless you. Have a wonderful day.